and welcome to the first in a new weekly video series where I play and review some of the best user-created content playable on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 systems. Now, are you tired of the same old stunt races and spawn-killing deathmatches? Well, come this way for quality offerings much more deserving of your time. In this week's episode, I attempt to steal terrorist funds using a heavy-lift chopper and fail miserably. I try on two very different technical races for size. I try to decide whether I prefer shooting via a disembodied arm or a fully fledged female form. And an old favourite from GTA 4 is resurrected in triumphant fashion. Evil-doing terrorists are holed up in a stronghold with millions of dollars of ill-gotten gains, no doubt earmarked for weapons of mass destruction and other such nefarious deeds, and it's up to you, as an elite member of a government-backed commando unit, to go in under cover of darkness, to recover the funds and put a stop to the plot once and for all. Well, so goes the plot for Peel's hugely enjoyable capture, Operation Green Quest, which repurposes the cult hideout hidden high in the mountains as the kind of place Al-Qaeda wannabes plan their next attack. Now, players respawn in cargo bobs high above the compound and have the choice either to parachute in or simply land, hop out and leap the fence to steal the bags of loot. Standing in their way are a whole army of well-armed goons, as well as an opposing team who've got the same idea. It's IAA versus FIB all over again. One of the elements that makes this capture stand out is that the bags are scattered all across the compound, so after you manage to collect one, you have the opportunity to collect a second. But this is a risk, as it requires further traversal of the grounds, and a very high likelihood of running into another enemy and dying for your troubles. This risk versus reward element creates a wonderful sense of accomplishment when you do eventually return to base, as even if you manage to get a bag or two, you still need to escape, and that in itself is no easy task. Do you return to your landed chopper and risk the slow takeoff under heavy fire from the militia army? Or do you instead wait for a pickup from a helpful teammate swooping down to save the day? It's this kind of decision making that makes this capture ideally played with a group of players with mics, as communication is the essential key to victory. And even if you're having a horrendous time of it and not getting anywhere, well, you can always call in a sneaky airstrike and blow the whole thing to kingdom come, right? Next up is Brake Check by The Aside, a highly technical race that twists and turns its way through some of Los Santos' less well-travelled paths to deliver an experience that's both challenging and somewhat fresh at the same time. Among the plethora of supercar ramp races, it is genuinely refreshing to see that some people still enjoy creating races designed for the less powerful vehicle classes, and this is an example of one of those, where the less speed the better. Ideally suited to something manoeuvrable like the coupe class or, as seen here, muscle cars. Now, this race pushes your car control skills to the limit, requiring concentration to thread your vehicle between the many tight spaces, utilising locations such as the indoor parking garages to tremendous effect. Touring most of the downtown area, it's a considerable trek, and over 3 minutes a lap it's a little on the long side, but you can always just set it to 1 lap if the length is a turn-off. However, for those who like their races on the tricky side, this one ticks all the right boxes. A steady supply of hairpin turns means speed never becomes the overarching factor to success, ensuring that those who know how to effectively use their brakes will, as the name rightly alludes to, be victorious in this one. Try it with the sports class and use something like a Futo or Penumbra and really see this one shine brightest. Deathmatches in GTA come in many shapes and forms, but one of my favourite types are those that utilise the existing locations of the map, but tweak them in subtle ways to create an arena that is both balanced and fun for everyone to enjoy. In To Secure Sector 6, 2/6/1987 achieves this by redeveloping a downtrodden area of the Sandy Shores trailer park and turning it into an enclosed arena, complete with a selection of appropriate and not so appropriate vehicles, and a wide selection of weaponry to cater to every playstyle. Clever prop usage seamlessly blends with the existing decor to the point where it's hard to identify which props have been added for the purposes of the job, an organic touch that will always enhance the job's appeal in my mind. Cover is plentiful with a nice selection of buildings on offer, as well as smaller props such as containers and dumpsters, not to mention many additional fences that section areas of the battleground off in an aesthetically pleasing way. Not if you get your hands on the sniper rifle though. In that case, anyone's fair game. There are a couple of rocket launchers placed at strategic intersections, so explosions can always be heard a little too close for comfort, ramping up the tension of the encounter considerably. The map works terrifically in first-person mode as well, with the arena ideally suited to strafe and cover gunplay. Long-distance shots are always a possibility, thanks to the open-plan nature of the map, and if you do get your hands on the heavier artillery, you can take full advantage of its increased range to pick enemies off from a safe distance. All in all then, this is a well-designed deathmatch arena. It ought to be the scene of many closely fought battles in future. It isn't easy to get some proper drift action in Grand Theft Auto 5, thanks to some odd handling characteristics that seem to defy the laws of physics at times, but there are still ways to recreate this popular form of motorsport in-game. One of the best is the marriage of the tail-happy muscle car to wet weather conditions, and it is through these settings that Dockyard Autocross by Opalescent Faction is best enjoyed. An exceptionally well put together route takes you through the dockyards and makes good use of the existing barriers, containers and fences to create a challenging yet thrilling circuit where careful steering and throttle control combined with carefully chosen racing lines are the keys to victory. The creator has used additional props to create extensions to the heavily used standard dockyard roadways, and these create some of the most difficult but ultimately rewarding sections of the track. Although there are still a few sections, such as this one, that use solid barriers to punish careless cornering, the track for the most part is arranged in such a way as to be accessible to all skill levels, and can be enjoyed as either a contact or non-contact event. That said, I strongly suggest non-contact as the optimum settings with lots of opponents, as the wet and slippery conditions can cause all manner of collisions and takedowns, particularly near the beginning of the race. All in all though, this is a fine circuit that encourages replayability thanks to its easy to learn but hard to master nature and sheer fun factor, particularly in the right settings. Cops and Crooks was a popular game mode on GTA 4 that was criminally removed from this latest iteration. Thankfully, renowned creator Zorvane has successfully recreated it for our pleasure, relocating the action to the beautiful west coast of San Andreas. A team of Colombian drug runners must transport a vital package from their Vespucci Canal hideout to the vineyard in the Tongva Valley, avoiding the other teams of cops, in this PlayStation 4 exclusive capture which encompasses all manner of traps and roadblocks designed to hinder both teams' progress. Decisions are constantly having to be made by the Crook team as they attempt to deliver their patriots to the destination, with the creator deliberately forcing them down alleyways and across perilous jumps to maintain the momentum, all while under constant threat from a hungry team of cops determined to bring them down any way they can. The Crooks essentially have just one life, so they need to make it count. Die, and they respawn all the way up north in the prison complex. It's nigh on impossible for them to rejoin the action in any meaningful way from here on out. The Crooks start with a fleet of sluggish but rugged patriots, and they make light work of rough terrain. They can also be used to great effect as battering rams to disrupt the constant presence of the cops. They also deal a lot better with elements like the pipe piles, which are placed strategically along the route as roadway obstructions. Cops have the advantage that they have unlimited respawns, and always respawn in the faster and more manoeuvrable police cruiser, so it shouldn't take them too long to rejoin the chase and cause further menace to the Crooks. Nevertheless, they have limited ammunition, and the Patriots have been fitted with bulletproof tyres, so only well-aimed shots to the driver or passengers will suffice. Should the Crooks drop the case, then the cops must retrieve it and return it to their contact in Vinewood, an almost certain outcome should they eliminate all the players on the Crooks team. Teamwork's essential to success here. Cops must work together to create roadblocks and force the Crooks into ambushes and choke points, while the Crooks must do everything that they can to insulate the vehicle containing the case from attack. The more players present, the more options for both offense and defense will reveal themselves to you, and no 2 rounds will ever play out the same. Cops and Crooks provides thrilling car chases, tactical considerations, and explosive conclusions, and is highly recommended whatever your preferred discipline may be, even more so if you have a group of players with mics to coordinate things effectively. This job comes highly recommended, and it's my top pick for this week. Well, that's about all we have time for today. You can find the social club links to all of today's featured jobs in the section below. If you like what you just saw, then please leave a comment, share this video, and subscribe for more regular GTA 5 videos coming soon. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.